having to relearn how to adapt into modern society, because that's what they do, guys. That's what they don't tell you.
Inventing a guy to feel sorry
I
for.
have to readjust into society after being. My dad's deployed 17 times. My dad has served.
All right, finally we have something that's actually not just KSI, Mr. Beast, or Logan Paul, Ho, even Lynchley. Okay, we actually have variety for once, and today we're actually talking about Denims because, well, I actually talked about her originally on this channel, but today we actually have a bunch of different topic when it comes to like why she's actually involved in all that stuff, and it has to do like with the whole Israel-Palestine conflict, which is a whole can of worms I'm not going to get into. So if I were to tell you guys about the whole conflict, I would actually just recommend doing your own research. But let's just say it's like too political for me, and it's just like a whole can of worms I just do not want to get into. So that's whole thing's been going on for like a whole year now, and it's already like the 1 year anniversary, and as a result, like a lot more people are talking about it more, especially trying to like cause conflict with one another for like supporting which side. And the only reason why Twitch has gotten involved is because, well, people like Hasan Piker, Denims, Frogan, they're all like being pro-Palestine and all that stuff. Makes sense because, well, they're all political streamers, and the only reason why this whole thing is being brought up again, especially as like a big topic for Twitch, is because, well, Asmongold, like one of the biggest streamers on Twitch, decided to basically become pro-Israel, as far as I know, because he said some things that obviously a lot of pro-Palestinian people do not like, and as a result, Twitch banned him for like a few weeks, and he had to like backtrack all of his statements, and now he had to like clean his whole house. So yeah, that's what's been going on, and this resulted in more pro-Palestinian people saying more unhinged shit, and like I said, like this is causing more and more conflict, especially among Twitch streamers. And then there was like another incident where like Frogan decided to say that any U.S. soldier that like did some bad things, and they don't admit it, then they deserve PTSD, which is like the most fucked up thing I've ever heard of. And she wasn't actually banned, like she even decided to like double down on it, and then decided to like make fun of her critics, and this resulted in things in like the ADO and then any other like Israeli I guess you could say groups, like people who are very like against hatred against Jewish people. They decided to then call Twitch for not banning Frogan, and this actually resulted in Twitch actually stepping in and banning Frogan and Denims and other people, except for Hasan, of course, because, well, Hasan is like one of the biggest streamers on Twitch, and they can't take out their golden boy, because after all, like Hasan is like the most radical like pro-Palestinian I've ever seen in my entire life. Like this dude is like saying everything is like on Israel and all this type of shit, and then that even though there's like some mainstream outlets who are pretty much also pro-Palestine, he still calls them out, even though they're pretty much having the exact same views as he does, but except they're not as radical like he is. And I don't know, like that's so weird, like how when Denims and Frogan got banned, ironic because, well, they're pretty much his goons, because Denims and Frogan are basically like Hasan's minions, like they're the ones who get the boot, but not Hasan himself, like the main guy who's like pretty much spreading like this whole entire propaganda. Like hell, there's like even like a whole chart, and pretty much he's like ranked underneath like a propagandist. Like Hasan is like the biggest biased and most unhinged political streamer like of all time, and you're telling me that Twitch decided to just ban his minions instead of having like Hasan be banned himself for being like the most unhinged political streamer. Like this pretty much showcases like the huge bias that Twitch has when it comes to like people like Hasan. Anyways, that's like the whole recap, and also a bit of a ramble about like how much I hate people like Hasan, Denims, and Frogan. So let's actually get back into the main topic, which is Denims herself. So for me, when it comes to like covering like this whole thing, it all started by this one tweet that Nicholas Diorio posted, and this is what he has to say. You have to see the shit-eating grin on Denims' face after Techtown describes his dad getting the skin on his legs blown off. And Techtown's like one of those big streamers who actually has around 800,000 subscribers on YouTube, which congrats to him. And I could be entirely wrong, but I think he's also part of OTK, like the whole group of streamers with Asmongold, Miss Kiv, and all these like big other streamers on Twitch. So yeah, like this guy is a pretty big deal. And after seeing what's going on with like Frogan talking shit about U.S. soldiers, and how he had to explain about like how his dad pretty much got the skin off his legs blown off, but yeah, I could see why he's actually all pissed off at people like Frogan. And of course, Denims has to jump in to defend her girl. So this is what Denims has to say.
How to adapt into modern society, because that's what they do, guys. That's what they don't tell you.
Inventing a guy to feel sorry for.
Have to readjust into society after being. My dad's deployed 17 times. My dad has served for over 40 years in the military. All my family has served, and seeing my brothers before the war and after the war, they became different people. My dad also has PTSD, and it's very awful to fucking see, and seeing him have to understand, like...
Holy shit, she's actually like a female equivalent to Hasan Piker. Like, do you guys remember the time when like Hasan would always laugh whenever a cop gets shot, or like whenever he like, hears about like someone like police, firefighters, or at least like any like a political official, like, being like harmed, or at least like something bad happens to them, or at least, the ones that he doesn't like, he always smiles or laughs. Like, this is pretty much like the same vibes I'm getting from Denims. I mean, I get get it. Like, obviously, you're like, leaning to the left radically. So, of course, you don't like the police or you don't like people who are Republican or at least, like leaning to the right. But, like, come on, like, these are all human beings. Like, holy shit. Like, especially when Tectone's like talking about like how his dad got his skin from his legs blown off because some like explosion happened. And obviously, he was part of the army. So, of course, that's how he got the accident. And now he has severe PTSD. And I don't blame him. So, like, could you like possibly please like get rid of all your political beliefs? Like, no matter like who you're talking about, like, no matter if they're like from the left or the right, like if they have like severe PTSD and they're suffering from like a severe like injury, like you at least like take your political beliefs out of your system and actually feel bad for these people. I mean, I'm not trying to like be like all like trying to make sure that we're all like very soft and all that stuff. I'm trying to like bring common sense into like this whole thing. Okay, like if there's like someone from the army who I politically disagree with, but they actually have like severe PTSD and they suffer from like a severe injury because they're from the army and all that stuff, then I would still feel bad for them, like no matter what. Okay, like take your political beliefs out of your system and actually treat people like the army as actual human beings. Like obviously you may disagree with them politically, but they're still people in the end. And the same should apply to all fighter fighters, police officers, and doctors who are actively trying to help us out here in America.
Society just says, oh, well, you're not at war anymore. Just get over it. And then they come over and they have to relearn that they're safe now. They have to relearn that they're fucking safe.
What do you mean your dad had to relearn what was okay and what was not okay?
You're at war. Is
what
you
does
don't
it mean?
Get to feel safe. Every second you have to take as a blessing because at any time a mortar can drop next to you, near you, your friends are dead. My dad was in the bathroom stall. Okay, he was in the bathroom with one of his best friends, brushing his teeth. One second he's brushing his teeth.
In the stall?
This is Twitch's biggest female political streamer, by the way. And before someone decides to accuse me of being a misogynist, it's actually in her Twitter bio, okay? Like, it's her words, not mine. Now, of course, I don't actually have PTSD, nor do I know anybody who actually has PTSD, but, like, you could still at least, like, tell, like, at least, like, imagine what someone with severe PTSD, or at least, like, PTSD in any shape or form actually experiences. Like, it's just something bad, and it's just, I don't know, like, you actually have to, think about it yourself, okay? Like, just imagine yourself experience something that's like so horrific in your mind, and then just like imagine that for like the rest of your life. Like that's what someone with PTSD has, or at least I believe so. Like I'm not like an expert. I would like recommend once again to like do your own research when it comes to like PTSD, like I did, because after like someone like Denims definitely needs some research when it comes to like learning about PTSD.
He can't hear, he can't see, and his friend is gone, as well as the majority of the flesh on his legs, as well as the entirety of his ear, gone. Have you seen my dad? He's pretty much half robot at this point, in case you guys don't know. He's pretty much half fucking robot. Because a mortar hit the bathroom where he was brushing his teeth and killed one of his best friends.
Now I'm actually glad that Tectone's actually like, talking about his dad's case of PTSD, like, talking about like his story and how he actually got it, because someone like Denims needs, some sort of like research and at least like a story about like, how could someone experience PTSD or at least get it, because seriously, like, I actually feel so bad about his dad, man. Like, man, just losing his friend, then pretty much losing like his ear, and then the skin on his legs are just blown off, all because he was trying to brush his teeth, and then something bad has to happen, and then he couldn't really do anything but just experience it because he was just there at the wrong time.
Okay.
And to see some fat bitch go live on the internet and say, I hope they get PTSD. What a horrible fucking thing to say. And now it would be great if she ever does show true remorse and say, I apologize. That was a moment of ignorance.
She literally apologized.
No, she didn't, Denims. Like, she obviously said what she said. Then she decided to replay her clip while doubling down on it. And then she's saying that I'm never going to apologize. I'm not going to get banned. Twitch is not going to do anything, so suck my dick. And then obviously people like the ADLs then started calling out Twitch for not banning Frogan. And then obviously Twitch decided to comply because, well, when someone like the ADL calls you out, then, well, you're fucked. And after Frogan got banned off of Twitch, she then made a statement, not an apology, but a statement, like, talking about what was going on. And obviously she was only making that statement because, well, she's upset that people got mad at her for making her, comment. And the only reason why Denims is actually defending Frogan is because, well, Tectone decides to call Frogan fat because, well, she is fat. I mean, just look at her. There's no denying the fact that she is fat. I mean, come on, like, why even, like, get so upset when someone else calls another person fat? Like, it's just the facts, okay? Like, if someone like Frogan's fat, then, well, it's true because, like, look at them. Like, there's no point in actually getting mad at Tectone for calling Frogan fat when she's literally fat.
But instead, all I've seen is her doubling down
She
saying, no,
apologized.
you're misunderstanding me. What a joke.
Dude, these people are such fucking liars, dude. These people are such disingenuous liars.
It's an absolute fucking joke.
And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America. And they posted it in my head. I'm like, base? Like, am I supposed to be like, I'm not walking back on it. I still fucking agree with it. Base?
These people are such disingenuous liars.
It's an absolute fucking joke. And fucking move. There's probably
what does
a reason
moving
why
do?
You don't do that.
What does moving do?
So fucking stupid.
Riddle me this. What does moving do?
It's a strong take, and I don't agree.
And here's the reason.
Move where?
Call her fat. Because there's no point in trying to reason with this person. This is a product of repeat behavior. It's happened for years. It's repeat behavior, and it keeps fucking happening. There's no reasoning with this person. So just make fun of them and ignore them. That's it. Because you're not going to change their mind. And if they apologize, it's most likely because they actually got fucking caught.
Most people like Hasan Piker, Denims, Frogan, and all these other like political streamers on Twitch or content creators who are also making political content on YouTube, they're all at least privileged in some way, shape, or form. I mean, Hasan is like living in like a multi-million-dollar house. Denims is having like a lot of success on her OnlyFans because yes, she actually has an OnlyFans. You know, Twitch streams, and she actually has like an audience because well, they're from Hasan streams. Same thing with Frogan, except she has no OnlyFans as far as I know, except not really much of a success because well, not many people are watching her content because well, she's kind of boring. Even though she was nominated and actually won like what was like best up and coming streamer at like the streaming awards or whatever they're called. But yeah, it's kind of ironic how they're like grandstanding on all these social issues, talking about how we're like being like undercut by like all these corporations and being held back by them. But like these people like Hasan and what was it, Denims, they keep like talking while they're living in like very fancy places and having all these great things and having millions of dollars donations, sponsorships. Like this is like the most hypercritical shit I've ever seen and also heard in my entire fucking life. Like, come on, like I have a channel with over 300 subscribers. Am I privileged? No. But am I grateful to have like you guys like as my audience? Yes, totally. And I'm not trying my best to like act like a socialist or like someone who's trying to like be like a son. No, I'm just trying to bring common sense and at least try to call up these people's hypocrisy. Like if they truly believe in socialism, then Hasan should like share his multi-million-dollar house with other people who are poor or at least struggling, like Hasan keeps advocating for. And also, please, for the love of God, make these people work a 9-to-5 job. Like they keep saying that how a 9-to-5 is actually much easier than streaming. Like come on, we have a tweet from Denims that says, as someone who has worked 12-hour shifts with a 4-hour commute while going to uni full-time, streaming is easily the hardest job I've had. The post-stream social exhaustion is so real, I don't know how anyone could do it every day. Denims, you're so full of shit. I mean, come on, like you're telling me a 12-hour long shift is not exhausting? Like what? Streaming, you can stream for like God knows how long. You don't have to stream for like 8 hours per day. You can stream for like, I don't know, like 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Like it depends on you. Like you have your own schedule. Okay, like you're your own boss unless you work for like a network. Like come on, like this is so fucking stupid. Like why would anyone actually believe that a stream is actually harder than a 9-to-5 job? I mean, come on, like have you guys seen Dems' streams? Like she's just basically streaming like other people's content, not really saying anything, like not adding commentary, basically just stealing the video and just re-uploading as her own video on her own YouTube channel. Like how is that fucking hard? Like that's so easy. I mean, the same thing goes here for commentary too. Like this is actually easy. Like the only ever time is actually hard is when I'm like a lazy fuck. But like obviously I could just beat myself up for being lazy and force myself to make videos because well I'm not gonna be lazy and just not upload videos because I just don't feel like it. I mean I like making videos, but the only every time I just don't want to make a video is when I'm lazy, and obviously laziness is what's affecting people from actually working. And now I'm using people like Hasan, Frogan, and Dems as an example as to why I shouldn't be lazy, because they like have all these followers combined because Hasan's like the biggest one out of the bunch, yet they put little to no effort into their streams. They're lazy as hell, they're fucking boring, and all they just do is just take other people's videos and just do nothing with them. They just put it in the background and just let their viewers watch that instead of actually just doing something entertaining for their viewers. And I know this is like completely different from what we were just talking about earlier, Tectones' dad's PTSD, but like this completely proves my point when it comes to like Denims. Like her content's trash, she has like millions of dollars, she's actually having a good platform, but instead of actually using it for like, you know, good takes and all that stuff for politics, she's instead just airing out her terrible takes, and for some reason like barely anyone's actually calling her out. So with all of these things combined, this is why I think that Denims needs to be called out. Anyways, that's all I have to say. So thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, make sure to click all of them, and follow me on my other social medias, and make sure to comment on this video in particular so that way you can give me your thoughts on the whole thing once this video comes out, and I'll make sure to rate them all. And I will see you all next time. Peace.